Dan Illman, Mike Beer taking a look at race number 9 at Woodbine on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 1 Natalma Stakes. 2-year-old fillies going a one-turn mile over the E.P. Taylor turf course. This race should have some bearing on the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf. 9-5 on the morning line for the number 5 Alda. Narrow winner of the Catch a Glimpse Stakes last time out over Dreaming of Drew. But what really drew me to this race, Mike, the pedigrees on several of these fillies. These are some very well-bred, promising horses.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really strong race, I thought, actually. A bunch of pedigrees. And listen, a bunch of these horses have really already run really nice races, Dan. I thought, 5 of the 7 entered in this race had a real chance to come out on top.
It's going to be very interesting from a pace perspective. Timeform US believes it's a red bar situation. And similarly to the summer, I'm not sure if I completely agree. These horses like to be forwardly placed. I'm not sure they're all burners. To be perfectly honest, the way Lady Speightspeare ran first time out, I think she's going to the front, the number 6.
Well, we agree on that, Dan. I don't know that this pace will be that fast, but based on the debut of Lady Speightspeare, I agree with you. I think she's going to be on the lead here.
The number 1 Stunning Princess is still a maiden after 2 starts, but she's run solid efforts both times at Saratoga for Danny Gargan and is getting Lasix for the first time. Let's watch her most recent start on August the 19th, where there was just not a lot of pace on. She's on the outside, she has the lead, and she's just going to get run down by a 1-2 shot who might be better than she is right now. It was a good effort for Stunning Princess, but to be honest, I need her to win this race if I'm going to back her stepping up into stakes competition.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way about both of her races. I mean, she ran fine both times. I think the horses that beat her, Plum Ali on her debut and Ingrassi last time, they both look like pretty nice horses. So maybe you could just say that she has excuses in that regard. But both times, then she had good trips, clear in the stretch, couldn't hold on. She's not my kind of horse.
The number 2 Seasons has a lovely pedigree. She's by Tappet out of the multiple Grade 1 stakes winner Winter Memories. That makes her a full sister to the multiple stakes winner Winter Sunset. She goes out for a very good trainer in Jimmy Toner, who's not usually aggressive with his horses, so I think it's a good sign that Seasons is here. She got a very good trip to win her debut, a race marred by a spill. She was odds on that day. I think this filly has a lot of potential, and 10-1 on the morning line is a nice price.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about this filly before she debuted at Saratoga last time, and she came through at the end. She did sit a pretty nice trip in behind the lead, but she was very green in that race. It almost felt like she didn't really know what she was out there to do. I like the way that she dug in and held on at the end of that race, though. It just felt to me, based off of that race, that there's a lot better to come for this filly. I think she's super dangerous in here.
Let's watch the career debut of the number 3, Sleek Lynx. Now, she was the beaten odds-on favorite in here. She's the number 2, and she's very green on the outside. She changes leads finally. It looks like she's on her way to victory, and she's just going to get run down late. She just acts like a filly that's going to benefit from the experience, and the winner of this race might be a nice horse. She came back to be stakes placed at Gulfstream with a 75 buyer. This filly's by Warfront. The Dam won the Pattison Canadian International against the boys. Just a ton of potential, and I think that route debut is going to benefit her.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it too. She just basically looked like, you could see it right in the replay that we just showed too, Dan, from the top of the stretch. She just basically had no idea what she was doing. Couldn't keep a straight course in there, and it wound up getting out finished. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty nice debut from start to finish from her. She has a big pedigree. The distance is even more distance than this is supposed to be no problem for her. I don't love taking horses that, are still maidens stepping up into graded stakes races, but she looks like she has some real talent.
The 4 Dreaming of Drew, the 5 Alda were noses apart in this race. The Catch a Glimpse Stakes on August the 23rd. There was a good pace going on in this 6.5 furlong event, and Dreaming of Drew, who was sitting in the pocket, is now just going to angle and alter course off the inside. She was closest to this fast pace, while Alda might have benefited most from the pace, although Alda herself had to alter course to the far outside. Both of these horses gave good performances. They're both well-bred. Dreaming of Drew's Dam won the Arlington Washington Lassie when that race was a Grade 1. Alda is a half to a Group 2 winner in France.
Yeah, they both ran well in that race. I kind of liked Alda a little bit more, Dan, than Dreaming of Drew, but it is pretty close, I guess. Alda to me is just one of those horses that, even going back to her debut, she just looked like a horse who would benefit from getting more distance, and she's finally getting it here. I liked her race last time. You're right that the pace was fast, and she was last, but she was never outrunning that race. She did not let that pace get too far away from her. I like the way that she finished.
Lady Speightspeare won her career debut very impressively for Roger Atfield. It was at a demanding 7 furlong distance. Let's watch that right now. She took no prisoners. She went right to the front. She set a legitimate pace here, 45-4, going 7 furlongs into this long stretch. She meets a challenge on the outside, and then she just keeps right on rolling along. A very respectable 75 Beyer speed figure by Speightstown out of a dam that I believe won the New York, a grade 2 stakes on the turf. So a big pedigree.
Yeah, big pedigree. I loved this debut from her. She didn't break that sharply from the gate, but she had good speed to go up, and she didn't even get clear early, Dan. She had to contest it a little bit. She took over. You saw that horse try to challenge her in the stretch. She turned that horse away. I thought she just did a ton of running first time out, and I think in a lot of ways, this is a really good field. I think she might be the horse to beat.
Completing the field is a 20-1 shot on the morning line that just won her debut by open lengths. That's the 7 big plans. Let's watch that effort, albeit over the Tapeta surface and not the turf, going a shorter 5.5 furlongs. Big plans is on the outside, a little bit green here. You see she's on her left lead. She just changed over, and now she goes on to win. This was not the strongest field in the world that she beat. It's a completely different situation from a surface, class, and distance standpoint, but she's at least bred for turf and distance.
She is, and she ran well in that debut win, but she unfortunately has landed in a very tough running of this race.
This should be a fun race to watch. Some exciting prospects, not only for this year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, for next year as well. We take a look at our top picks in here. I just like Lady Speightspeare's debut. I think she has tactical speed if someone else wants the lead, but I think Emma Jane Wilson's going to send and see if she can last the mile. Again, a very likable debut. And Sleek Lynx, very green. She's got a lot of improvement.
Yeah, she's going to have to improve to beat this field. I'm not against your horse at all, Dan. I just felt like 4 horses I could make reasonable cases for in here, and I just wanted the horse that's going to be the best price, and I think Sleek Lynx is going to be the best price.
A lot of scope for improvement for Sleek Lynx. For Mark Cassie, Rafael Hernandez. Mike's going 3, 6, 5, and 2. I'm going 6, 5, 4, and 1 in the Grade 1 Natalma, the co-feature at Woodbine on Sunday with an approximate post of 5:35 Eastern. Good luck.